chickens in the IE because of a highly contagious disease. It's called Newcastle. It's a viral bird disease, but it does not transfer to cooked food. It doesn't cause any major health issues in humans. But if you come in contact with an infected bird, there is a potential for pink eye and maybe some mild flu symptoms. The scare here is for California's poultry industry. There is no cure for the virus. The state says the only thing that can be done is to euthanize the birds in all infected areas. That includes birds that aren't necessarily sick. Our Kristen Lago went to the Inland Empire. She spoke with one chicken owner who right now she's playing the waiting game. And from what we're hearing, Kristen, her neighbors are supporting her in this.
Yeah, Kate, that's right. Her neighbors are supporting her, and just since I came last to speak with Gina, is her name. You'll meet her in just a few. A few neighbors have gathered around. It's an impossible situation here. I spoke with the California Department of Food and Agriculture. On their hand, they say they need to do this. It's the only option here to prevent the spread of Newcastle. On the other hand, you have chicken owners like Gina and some of her neighbors that are gathered beside her. You see the chickens here behind me. They're playing the waiting game. They know that this is coming. There's really nothing to do as of right now to stop the CDFA from coming and euthanizing these birds, but they're rallying together in a time to make this really impossible situation at least a little easier.
Sitting, watching, and waiting. That's all Gina Cruz can do these days.
It's heartbreaking, it's heart-wrenching. Can't sleep, can't eat.
So instead, she stands guard, camped out in front of her home. She's awaiting the arrival of veterinarians from the California Department of Food and Agriculture.
I'm afraid of every car that passes by.
This area in the Inland Empire is one of several where thousands of backyard birds have been euthanized so far in an attempt to stop the spread of the Newcastle virus. Gina signed over consent to euthanize her chickens this week. Now she waits.
Well, when I look at them, I smile, but I know what's coming. And we're just here, just waiting for them to drive up at any time to kill our babies.
Although her birds were tested and found not to carry the virus, the property sits in an infected region. According to the CDFA, because the virus can infect all birds and is highly contagious, there is no choice but to euthanize.
There is no treatment for a disease like this. That's very hard for us, and it's devastating to bird owners. But the only way that we can return our environment to free from this virus is euthanasia.
For owners, however, it's hard to comprehend the death of their healthy pets. The issue has prompted a rallying cry from the community. Strangers coming together to protest what they call an inhumane murder.
Some have broken legs, one has a broken neck, and they're flopping in there, and there's nothing I can do.
This is footage from Carrie Elaine's home last month. According to CDFA protocol, birds can be euthanized in a variety of ways. Some using CO2 gas, others shot by a .20 caliber pellet gun. Carrie's birds, like Gina's, did not carry the virus directly, but they were still euthanized, which is why she continues to rally.
I have zero to gain. Absolutely nothing. My birds are dead. All gone. But what they did to me and how they overlooked, I'll stand up.
Over 100,000 backyard birds have already been euthanized as the fight to eradicate Newcastle reaches its one-year mark. The community here says they'll continue to fight, searching for answers to save their birds.
And so the next step for these neighbors who are trying to save their birds, I have here a copy of one of the warrants that they've received. This is actually Carrie's, who you saw in the video before, and they're trying to fight these. So a lot of these neighbors did give consent. They said you can come, you can euthanize the birds. Those appointments have been canceled. There's a lot of miscommunication happening. So right now they're in the process of fighting the warrants that a lot of these neighbors are getting. Kate?
Kristen, is there any kind of compensation for this? Are these farmers or these backyard birders, are they just totally at a loss here?
It's kind of totally at a loss. I did speak with, like I said, a representative from the CDFA. You know, are there any other options here? They tell me no, that this is the only option that they see fit to eradicate this disease. But on the other hand, you have these neighbors who've had these pets for years, and they're saying, my birds are healthy. Why does this need to happen? So it's a little bit of a back and forth there.
And what does she plan to do going forward? I mean, after this happens, is she going to get more chickens?
I don't know. I think all she's thinking of right now is the loss of these chickens right here. I think that's the only thing they're thinking of, and they're trying to prevent that right now. Tomorrow, what happens next week, they don't know.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kristen. Great reporting. And as far as prevention of Newcastle goes, there is a vaccine, so any new chickens should be vaccinated before joining a new flock. The World Health Organization says there are 6 types of the live vaccine, all successful in preventing Newcastle. But again, Kelvin, we're just talking about prevention here, not a cure.
And again, it's a big time loss for the sports financially. And on our Los Angeles